Everybody wants results, and very many people know how to earn them. Today we have Jason Wright, founder of JW Academy, one of the most respected development coaches in Southern California. Welcome, Mr. Wright.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me here. It's a blessing and very grateful and humbled to be able to do these types of things and share my knowledge, wisdom, and just my presence of being here.
Sure, man. Yeah, I think a lot of parents, a lot of coaches, a lot of kids, I think this will really benefit them to hear what you have to say, man. I think that you have a lot of gems to share with us. So I'm excited to hear some of those today.
Hope so. Just want to spread love, first of all, and be able to help people. I think even in getting into this or whatever I was doing, my whole feeling or a good feeling or that spiritual feeling uh, is best poured out for me giving to people. So I love being able to be in the presence of youth, professionals in my space, if you want to call it. Just being able to be there for people, I think that gives me the most joy. So I want to give as much as that as I can.
Nah, and we can see that in you, like every day, man. You definitely pour into the children. We can see it on your face that you're doing it. It's bigger than basketball, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Life lessons, character building, love, the first thing, and just being able to be there for people in need and vice versa. I think the community that we've built has been a community of just trust, well-being, and just being able to help each other. So I think that's what I love about it the most. Just being there for people, not just from a basketball standpoint, but just from a mentor standpoint, from a father figure, from a brother figure, from a family figure, knowing that when you come into our space or our academy or my gym or wherever we're at, uh, you have somebody that you can lean on and trust and just be there. So being able to build a community like that, not just for me, but the people that are in there, I think is really special. I think I like that the most about what we're doing is to be able to have that type of community where it's just family love.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you see that when you see you outside, because it's really rare to see you. I think you're working all the time, but I've caught a couple glimpses of you outside at a couple games
Yeah.
in which you're supporting your youth once again. So it's beautiful to watch you as a trainer actually come out and then watch the kids and actually analyze and then take them back to the lab and apply it, versus just guessing what the kids did in the game.
Right.
So that's amazing to see you not only there, analyzing what's going on in the court, but outside of the court. What I noticed about you is that everybody knows you, man. Every little kid is running up with excitement. Every parent, like you're just a different type of being that I've noticed from other trainers. Like, where do you think that where did you come from? Where did Mr. Jason Wright come from? I'm real curious to know this background story of where did you come from, man?
So it's funny you
How
say
does
that.
everybody know you?
Yeah, it's even in that space, like if you won't know I'm at games. Like I kind of hide in the corner.
Yeah.
I might get to the game a little bit after the game and then leave before the game ends. So I just
you bring your own seat.
Yeah,
You bring your own seat to the game. So that's what I was saying. You bring your
so I
own
don't have to
pop-up
be
seat.
around people. It's not that I don't want to be around people. I just don't want to be highlighted.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's about the kid or the professional player that I'm training there, and I just want to be there for support. And a lot of times I've found that when I go to these games, people are coming up to me or, "What are you doing here?" Or it's like, I'm here to support my family, my person that that we've built a relationship with. And I just don't want to, I don't want them to necessarily see me there because I don't want them to play different or be out of their aura of playing. I just want to be there straight for love and support.
Yeah.
So on that note, even in training or if I'm places, I don't want to be a standout. Uh, I'd rather be a standout training.
Mm.
But besides that, I'm very low key. I don't like a lot of presence around me. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing. I just don't. I'm not that type of person. I'm very low key and out of the way type person. So, especially with this social media thing and being able to train as many people as I train, I think it's really become a big thing. And I like it because it's big to the fact where people are seeing that I'm actually uh, trying to give help wherever they need that, not just basketball wise. A lot of my students that I train from youth to professional, it's not even about basketball. It's about being there for them as a friend, as a confidant, or whatever I can be, just to help them life wise.
Yeah.
So, in
And
that, it's grown a lot, and the word of mouth has grown, and I'm just really thankful uh, to the maker for being able to do something like that.
yeah.
You know,
And that definitely shows. It's like you can be in the corner, low key, make such a big presence by just your presence being there as a whole, and you're not even trying to be seen. Is a huge statement to what you're pouring into these kids, man.
quite
It's
interesting.
definitely huge.
It's interesting.
Like yeah, no, I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So when it comes to the training that you do, what do you feel? Because I know a lot of kids feel like they're training. They feel like they're doing the right things. They feel like they're putting in the work. What do you feel like are some of the misconceptions that come from what these kids are doing when it comes to the training?
I think a lot of times because there's so much hype on rankings, social media, who you're playing for, what team are you on, what league do you play in. At the end of the day, it really comes down to how much work you're putting in,
Yeah.
how many times a day, how many hours a day, how many reps are you putting in, the right type of reps, what type of training are you doing. Are you doing training that's going to benefit you? Or are you just doing training because it's popular?
Mm,
All of these things are very important. And I think a lot of players get wrapped up in, I need to go to this school, or I need to go here, or I need to do that. It's like, from a coaching standpoint, from a teaching standpoint, I mean, I've trained youth to professionals, I've coached, and I've been a coach on youth to professional teams. If you're good enough, you're good enough.
yeah.
It doesn't necessarily matter what school you go to because they'll find you. Scouts know talent.
Mm,
And just because you go to some big name school doesn't mean you're going to be the big name player. You got to put in the work and you have to be good enough. I've seen players that have gone to not so popular schools and have gotten scholarships or gotten to where they wanted to get to because they put in the work and they're good enough. And I've seen players that weren't so good and go to bigger schools, or were good and go to bigger schools, and it didn't change anything
mm,
because you are who you are. And these scouts, these coaches, these media people, for the most part, know that. So at the end of the day, you have to just put in the work. The work is very important. When I'm training my players, the first thing I ask them is, how much time are you willing to put in? You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot. You're gonna have to sacrifice, hanging out with your friends, sacrifice family functions, sacrifice training on days you don't want to train. I train 365 days a year.
yeah.
So I train on Christmas, I train on 4th of July, I train on Easter, I train on every holiday that you can imagine. The fact of the matter is, it's not that I'm pushing the players to train.
Oh, you're giving them
These
an
players are asking me to
oh,
train. On Christmas Day, we did 3 sessions.
wow.
Um, I didn't tell them you need to train on Christmas.
Yeah.
We have such a good relationship, and all of my players call and we talk, and they ask me, "Are you available on Christmas?" I'm available for you if that's what you want.
That's amazing.
So I've done Christmas every year for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Um, Christmas is a beautiful holiday. It's to be with family. You open up your presents in the morning. You eat Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
What are you doing in those hours in between? You
Yeah.
can't spend an hour or two to train and get better.
That's real.
4th of July is in the evening. What are you doing in the morning? 4th
Yeah.
of July. Easter dinner.
Yeah.
We go to possibly church in the morning. There's 2 or 3 hours in between where you can be doing something. I'm not pushing you to do it. I'm not saying you have to do it,
Yeah.
but I'm available.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want to
Yeah.
do,
So you're making sure that these kids have no excuse as to why, and you're also providing them a vessel of an opportunity to have a place to go. Like a lot of places will be closed on
right,
Christmas, so it's
right,
not like they really have the opportunity. They could go to the park.
right,
They could do standard things that I feel like some of these kids are starting to get away from. You
right,
can't go to the park and go play on the
right,
asphalt anymore. It has to
right.
be an
Yeah.
indoor ball
There's
with
all
the
these
indoor this
excuses.
and
There's
indoor that.
excuses.
So yeah,
I'll listen to players or parents sometimes. I'm not blaming them for anything, but we can't do it today because of this. We can't do it today because of that.
oh,
That's your choice.
it is a choice.
But there's only so much time in the day. And if
24
you didn't
hours.
take advantage of that time that you had or sacrifice that time, then that day is lost and that time is lost. Where
Yep.
there's another kid that you might have to play against or another player you might have to play against that is putting in that time in that day.
Yep.
And they've just put in 2 or 3 more hours than you did that day. That could be the difference between a shot that you made in the game against that player or against another player, or maybe a coach or a scout was there
Yep.
and you weren't ready for that particular moment
Yep.
because you didn't put in the time allotted for you
Yeah.
that's available
It's
to make
huge.
things happen. So I'm not judging anybody. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is this is the time you have.
Yeah.
If you're truly serious about it and you want to uh, have a goal for yourself, then things have to be sacrificed sometimes. And I
Indeed.
don't tell people what that sacrifice has to be. I'm just telling you there's only 24 hours in a day and there's only 365 days in a year.
Yeah.
If you're not taking advantage of every opportunity for the short amount of time we have, your chances and your possibilities to get to where you need to get to is going to be tougher.
Yeah. So
So
what one rep could equal one opportunity. One extra rep could be the opportunity that someone was looking for.
I guarantee you, there's somebody out there doing it.
Yeah.
I know those guys that are doing it.
Yeah.
I've been in training sessions with Kobe Bryant. I've been in training sessions with some of the top players that have played this game. I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the top players are not top players just because. It's because they're doing more than everybody else,
So
for sure.
So mentality.
Mentality,
Mentality is
work
way
ethic,
different.
work ethic, character,
Okay.
discipline, all these things. And on that topic, it's interesting because I'll read people and players before they come into my gym, whether it's on the phone or you can tell a lot about a person just by watching them. They don't have to talk, just watch their mannerisms, watch how they carry themselves,
Mm.
watch how they put their shoes down in the gym,
Mm.
watch how they walk in the gym,
Mm.
watch when they're taking their breaks, watch how hard they do their drills. All these things you can tell that will give out character traits about people. And they don't know it, but when I'm training, I'm watching all of that.
Yeah.
Not just the training. I'm watching what are you doing before the training? What are you doing after the training? If I'm giving you a difficult drill, how do you react to that? How do you react to instinctual things that I'm telling you? I'm
Yeah.
watching all those things so I can map you out to see exactly who I'm dealing with. I'm watching your personality. All these things I'm watching because it means something.
And it means something to you too. And you're so hands on that you're able to notice some of those disparities, or you're starting to notice some of those consistencies be different. Like you would know if somebody's mood or their charisma or their energy is a little bit off that day,
Yeah.
giving you an opportunity to be able to teach, to be able to pour back into the kids. So
If you want to be the best at not just this sport, but anything, you have to treat it like you're a professional now.
yeah.
If you can understand professional mannerisms as a youth, which is I'm high on teaching, it's going to take you very far in whatever you want to do. Professionalism is key. How you carry yourself, how you talk to people, how you do your drills. You do every drill as hard as you can. Do you listen to exact details that I'm telling you or any coach is telling you?
Yeah.
Are you sleeping enough at night? What are you eating? Are you drinking enough water? Do you stretch? Do you do the preventive injury trainings that I'm telling you, which is probably more important than the skill development?
Mm.
Are you at workouts every time I tell you to be at workouts? Are you only working out one time a day? Are you working out 2 times a day? Are you working out 3 times a day? All these things are going to add up to what you want to do. If you want to be a professional in any sport, I know professionals that are training at least twice a day.
Yeah.
So some of the NBA guys that I train or professional guys that I train, they'll do a workout in the morning. They'll take a break or do whatever they're doing in the afternoon, which whether it's preventive injury training or weight training, then they'll do another skill development training in the evening or at night. Some of my guys do 3 trainings a day. What matters more to you?
Yeah.
How good do you want to be? I have parents or uh, players that ask me all the time, how much should I be training? There's no answer to that. How good do you want to be?
But also with training, there is a lot of training. There's a lot of playing games. There is a lot of doing without the knowledge behind. I
Right.
feel like there is some type of balance that needs to be had,
For sure.
especially with these kids and, their perception of where they're trying to go and the reality of where they could go.
Right.
But overall, I feel like the training, especially, I feel like it's maybe a base of where JW Academy came from, but the training as a whole is so important to know the whys or the how
Right.
to. So
Right.
I feel like people can train all day.
Mhm.
A kid can go to 24-hour
Right.
all day and take a million jump shots,
Right.
but
Are you
are they
doing it the right
really,
way? Right.
yeah, are you doing it the right way? Are
Right.
you doing the correct thing? So I feel like it's huge to have someone like you that actually has the know-how. There's also, a lot of trainers that, do train, and there's nothing wrong with it, that don't know how to do.
Right.
So it's huge to see from you, that you actually know how to dribble.
Right.
You know how to shoot.
Right. Still,
Still,
while I can.
while you can,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that has not taken any toll on what you've been providing to the kids. So I think it's also dope for you to be an example, to
Right.
watch your coach, when I was in high school, run the mile with you
Yeah.
is way different than him yelling at you and telling you to go run the mile. Or
There's a certain part of it's definitely a credibility factor
yeah,
that kids appreciate. Not
yeah,
just kids, but some of the NBA guys or college guys I train, they're like, wow, you can do that better than I can.
yeah,
Like I've been doing it for a while. I may
yeah,
not do it as fast as you,
yeah,
but I can still do it. And it's being able to do the drills and talk to you while I'm doing the drills. I found a lot of people find that intriguing.
it
And I've
is.
really tried to incorporate a lot of that in my drills that I show people because I'm going to talk to you while I'm doing the drill. That means I've repeated this a lot of times to be able to do that,
Yeah,
and not just regular drills, like pretty intricate drills.
yeah,
Um, from a training aspect, I've really tried to not separate myself or not differentiate, but just try to do drills that are all game situational drills. Doing training is one thing, or dribbling or shooting, but can you do that against people? Can you do it in pressure situations? Can you do it in pick and roll sets? Can you do it in can you do it in situations to where it's really a deep amount of pressure on you and
yeah,
still perform?
yeah,
So I try to make most of my drills game like or game situational
yeah,
because I think you'll be able to get used to the drills or be more comfortable with the drills if it's 10 times harder in training and practice.
yeah,
And I've seen that. The experience that I've seen is the harder that the drills are that are game like, the easier it is for the player in real games. And they're more comfortable. And, I learned that from being in training sessions with Kobe Bryant's of the world and people like that. It's like he would go so hard in drills that it's like when he played in the games, he made it look easy.
yeah,
And I've seen it firsthand. Like I've been there and watched the guy, whether I'm passing or whatever I'm doing, or saying a drill, like he's going as hard as he can, and not just to make him an example, but I've seen the players that I've trained that are really, really on top. They go as hard as they can in their training sessions, and I
Okay.
think that's what separates them. And I think a lot of kids don't realize that. Like you're doing the drill, but are you pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion
Yeah. And,
or
and fatigue is huge, right? Because like
fatigue is everything.
mental fatigue, you have shooting
Physical fatigue,
fatigue.
mental fatigue, all of those fatigues are crucial. It's crucial to push those to the highest level
Wow.
limit. I try to make drills to where you're thinking from a mental standpoint. It's a high level of thinking, and it's pressure at that point, and physical. I try to combine those two together and do consistent drills like that to the point to where you keep pushing yourself higher and higher and higher from a mental standpoint. Once you can get it mentally, it'll drop down to the physical. It's just how hard do you want to push yourself mentally.
So, so even when you're mentally, if you're mentally fatigued, when you're physically fatigued,
Yeah.
can you push through mentally as well, right? Or even when you're mentally fatigued, can you push through physically?
You can do
Those
both.
are two different things,
You
right?
can do both,
And you
but
can do both.
but I try to make drills that push towards that.
Yeah.
Whether it's making you think about a certain pressure situation or combining that with the physical and making all my drills adhere to those specific situations. And I think when I do that, you get a better reaction from them once they get used to it. But the point is to never let them get used to it
Yeah.
and to let them make drills or make drills to think that I can go harder. Make drills to think that I can go harder.
Wow.
That's a big key. It's not just a drill. I'm teaching you mentally how to push through adversity, drill wise.
Drill wise. Yeah.
If you can do that, sky's the limit in anything you can do.
Yeah.
So I think the basis of it, the fundamental base, is not just the physical training. I'm trying to train you to be a mental warrior.
Yeah. No, you're teaching life lessons through basketball.
Right.
I've even seen some of those things where, these kids have to be able to wash their shirt and make sure that they have their academy shirt worn. That's a life lesson. You're coming without your shirt because it was dirty. No, you should have made the time, go to the laundry room, make sure it was clean because you knew that you had to prepare for something the next day. It's not, hey, you're not just preparing for training, you're preparing for school. You might have been preparing for church. You need to be ahead of these things. So
be accountable.
Yeah.
The younger players, I always try to teach accountability and character and discipline. If you have those pillars of foundational sets, it's going to carry over in most things that you do in life, not just basketball. So again, how do you put your shoes down when you come in the gym? How's your bag? Are you throwing the trash in the trash can? Where's your water bottle at? Did you throw the water bottle in the trash after you were done with it?
Yeah.
You threw your shirt down because it was wet or whatever. Where'd you put the shirt?
Yeah.
All these little things I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I'm watching you to make sure it's not a good character trait. It's not a good discipline trait. I need to teach that first, even before we get on the basketball court.
Before you can become a point guard,
Yeah.
You can't come in here and be a leader
Right.
by leading by just throwing your things down, by doing these things. So yeah, that's huge for parents to hear as well. Is you're teaching point guard skills at home. So
Right.
parents should be doing the same exact things.
They should be
giving
doing it,
giving
yes.
giving the children an opportunity to lead,
Yeah.
to be the same style of point guard on the court that they would be in the house within limits.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
Of their age.
There's a space
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
My parent is always on me at home about doing this and doing that. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because it's teaching you how to be a certain way. Did you make your bed up this morning?
Yeah.
Did you wash your dishes after you ate?
Yeah.
Did you brush your teeth tonight?
Yeah.
Did you take a shower tonight? Did you take a shower in the morning? How are you brushing your teeth? How do you wash your hands? It goes down to really minute details. These minute details are basis and foundation for big details. So
which translate right into basketball.
truly, and it goes into, are you holding your follow through? How are you dribbling the ball? Are you low enough on your dribble? How is your first step? Is your first step sloppy? What's your base on your jump shot? How are you under the ball when you're shooting? Are your fingers spread out the right way? What fingers are the balls coming off when you shoot? All these, what are you looking at when you shoot? How tired are you when you shoot? Are you holding the follow through after you shoot the ball? What are you doing after you shoot? What are you doing before you shoot? If you can't get these things, you don't have the base foundation of doing things the right way and character and discipline. How are you going to get these other things?
Right.
It has to be a mindset. So a lot of my training I do as well is mindset. If I can train you on whatever I need to train you on basketball wise, but if you don't have the right type of mindset, you're not going to be able to have it registered to a subconscious and a discipline factor, which I think is very important.
It's huge. Huge. Let's jump back into the parents
Yeah,
thing and the
yeah.
mistakes of parents. I'm a parent. I've been there. I've been through some of your training as well. My son has been through it. So I'm a living testimony of
Yes.
some greatness as well. Let's talk about mistakes that parents make. I'm a parent that's probably made a lot of them. Um, what are some of the big parent mistakes? I did hear some of the excuses of time. Parents are, time does run thin, which is huge. But beyond that, let's talk about parents and mistakes on the court. Let's talk about things. I heard when you come to the court, you like to kind of disappear. That's huge. So your players are not playing different. Parents like myself, I'm very present on the court. My voice is very loud, so it does tend to carry. I've made mistakes of maybe overcoaching at times. What are some of the nuances of you that you hear as far as parents making mistakes and things like that? Or what do you think parents should get better at as far as being present at the game? Should kids be able to play through all the noise, because there's going to be noise everywhere? How should children really react? Should they be able to ignore the parents and listen into the coach? Should they be able to hear what the parent is saying? Should parents even be talking at the game at all? Give it, give
Very,
it, give it,
very,
give it, give it, give us your side. Give us your angle. Some of these coaches, they're quiet.
yeah.
That doesn't mean that they didn't put in the work. You're a very quiet coach as well. But like when it comes down, I see you get into the coaching. So
Right.
there is levels to that. But where do you feel like the line should be drawn with parents and their involvement? And
It's a very good question. I've seen all sides of it, doing this for as long as I've been doing it. There's good and bad. Uh, the experienced parents that have played the game, there's some that don't say anything. There's some that say, I think, too much.
mm,
I'm not a parent of that child. I can just give you expertise of what I think. For the most part, what usually happens
mm,
is in games, which I think this is when it goes too far. The player is looking back at their parent every time, you know, trying to get gratification or some type of feedback. I don't know if that's healthy all the time.
mm,
I think maybe doing that every once in a while is okay, but when it gets to a point where the coach is trying to relay a message to a player and the player is constantly looking back at their parent during a game, I think that's a problem.
yeah.
And I've seen situations like that where games have been decided on that because you're
Mm.
listening to the parent more than you're listening to the coach.
Oh wow.
I say let the coach do his job. Some coaches do a good job, some coaches don't do such a good job. It's a different story. He's still the coach, though, and you have to respect the coach. If you're an experienced parent that has played the game, maybe you have a talk with the coach if the situation is negative or it's not where it needs to be.
Mm,
But the constant yelling at the kid or do this, do that, I think it's a deterrent to
mm,
the kid in the game. Even in my training sessions, I've told many parents that you need to leave
mm.
because I'm trying to teach your child something or your player something, and he keeps looking back at you, and it's taken away from the training session that we're having. If the parent is open enough to understand that, that's great. Some parents are not, and they don't even know it, and
Don't even
that's a
know it.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you love your child so much, and I understand that you want to give them the best, but sometimes you have to sit back and look at the situation and see if this is healthy or unhealthy.
Mm,
Some coaches are afraid or trainers are afraid to say that. I'm not, because at the end of the day, I just want the best for you and your child. And I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm not a perfect person, but I have experience. And I think experience is a big key. And I've seen the outcomes of these things from my experience.
mm,
I've had and I've coached players who their parents were professionals or NBA players or WNBA players, whatever. And they say, I play in the NBA and my kid wants to play basketball and they don't listen to me. Yeah, because you're his father, you're his mother.
yeah.
They listen to you bicker at them all day.
Yeah.
They need a little bit of separation during the basketball
Yeah.
court. Although what you might be saying is correct. Maybe there's a certain time to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's after the game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's before the game. When the game is happening, I mean, of course, you don't want your child to have a bad game because you see certain things that you can correct. But I think there's a certain way you can do that
Yeah.
instead of just constantly telling them something to do. Because when are they ever going to think for themselves?
Independent. Yeah.
If you're constantly on them and at the games and they're looking at you and other kids are looking at you and the parent knows, the coach knows you're doing that, I just think it's a lot. Um, so in that situation, I would say there's a certain way you can do that. And I've talked to parents about how they can relay the message in a different way.
Yeah.
Because I've had kids that have come up to me or players from youth to college say, I wish my parent wasn't here.
Mm,
I wish they wouldn't talk to me as much during the
mm.
game, but they're afraid to say it to their parent.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had that happen. Well, I mean, well, especially in my case, I've had so many, all of my relationships are really close with all my players
Yeah.
because I come to them again as not just a basketball trainer, but as a mentor, as a father figure, as a parent figure for all of them. And us and the kids and the parents, we get really close. And once you get really close to a person, it's your obligation, whether it's negative or not negative, to tell them the truth.
And to listen. Yeah.
Because the truth is what is genuine and it's
Yeah.
pure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always healthy and positive, but at least it's the truth.
Yeah.
And if you really love somebody, you care about them, you need to tell them the truth because it's going to help them later on. And I've just seen a lot of situations like that. I'm not saying every situation like that is bad, but for the most part, kids can't, or they're uncomfortable with the parent always bickering with them at the game or
Mm.
looking at them the whole time. That's why when I go to games, you won't even know I'm there.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to try to perform for me. I want you to perform because you want to perform. I'm just there to support you
Yeah.
and to make
Start
sure
playing for
you
yourself.
become, yeah, play for yourself and play as
Love it.
hard as you can for yourself,
Yeah.
not because Coach Jason is here.
Yeah.
It's
All
not
of
the
a
point.
sudden. Yeah. Now you're acting.
Be yourself, and the best version of yourself is to be able to do everything at 100%. If you do that in the game, you may not have the best shooting game, but you'll have the best effort game. Usually, if you have the best effort game, good things happen.
Mm,
I
automatic.
think that's very important.
I like that. I like that. Let's talk about some of these accolades because you've talked about your training, you've talked about your experience. Can you give us a little history of some of your experience, some of the and you talked about also you brought up uh authenticity.
Yeah.
I think maybe we have to separate these two things first. So let's get into some of your experience first, and then I'd love to hear about your view on authenticity out here as far as AAU basketball and all those things. But I'd love to hear more about your experience, your past history, who you've worked with, some people that you might respect.
Yeah, I think from an authenticity standpoint, I mean, I don't like to talk about accolades too much. Not really
Yeah, yeah, you're
comfortable with
lucky.
that. I just really humble, and I just want to help the people. But from a training aspect, I try to separate myself training wise. Again, trying to do drills that make game sense or what will work the best in the game. So all my drills are predicated towards what will work in the game or what you'll be successful to be able to do in the game. I take a lot of thought process in different things outside of basketball. Like I'll look at soccer games, I'll look at soccer practices, and I'll see how can I incorporate these types of soccer movements and spacing in basketball. The way my brain works now is anything that I look at, I'll see how it can correlate to basketball. Mathematics, geometry, physics, music, tempos, different tempos of music can relate to tempos in basketball movement,
Mm.
basketball dribbling, uh, pacing defensively, footwork. All these are rhythms and tempos. And sometimes when I listen to different types of music, any genre of music, it gives me tempos that I can translate to basketball.
What's your go to in the headphones?
It
What's your tempo of music?
it depends. Not really a super fast type of tempo,
Okay.
like they call them BPMs,
Okay.
like a 92 to 93. But
Okay.
it
Excuse me.
depends.
Excuse me.
If I want something that's really aggressive and energetic, I might listen to some type of rock, some type of anything. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be a certain genre.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Oh.
Because everything to me, I can create something out of it.
Mm.
Just the other day in my academy, I brought in a jujitsu master coach,
Mm.
and jujitsu is beautiful because it's all about angles and movement. And these angles and movements I was applying to defensive movements.
Oh wow.
Had to swipe by somebody defensively for a rebound, offensively too.
Yeah.
Uh, if you
Huge.
angle your body a certain way offensively from a pressure and weight standpoint, if you get it under somebody and you angle a certain way, you'll be able to get around somebody easier. I
Oh.
learned that from this jujitsu master that came to my class, and I had him spend 2 hours with my academy on jujitsu movement and the transformation from jujitsu movement to basketball.
Oh.
Art, I look at karate and the movements of karate. There's a certain pattern that they do for warm up or whatever. And I looked at that pattern and I visualized how that pattern can be a footwork breakdown to basketball.
Mm.
So I took that pattern and I made that a warm up for our footwork basketball or every particular footwork that you do in basketball. I made a warm up to that. So it's not
So
just regular warm up. It's a warm up basketball wise. That has every movement you can do in basketball.
so you're basically like the Mr. Miyagi of basketball is what you're trying to tell me. What you see out there, other people might not see it, and through to your experience, because you can actually dribble, you can actually shoot, you might see how you can actually bring real life experiences into basketball from the things that you're picking up. That
Every day.
jujitsu thing is huge, man.
Yeah.
Lifestyle, like, even body angles, right? Cameron is a smaller guard. He's 6'3", but this year he had to go up against players that were 7'4" and all kinds of things, right? And
So
I could only imagine what that jujitsu angle would
it
have
was
done
so
to
amazing
that,
because he specifically talked about that in jujitsu, which is not common in many sports. The lower guy and the guy that has the least amount of weight can beat a person that's 50, 100 pounds bigger than you,
Mm-hmm.
depending on movements, depending on space, depending
Mm-hmm.
on angles, depending on pressure situations. That applies 100% to basketball because now this gives the littler guy a chance to be able to compete against a guy that's bigger, faster, stronger, and more athletic than you.
Yep.
Huge.
Yep.
And I learned that from jujitsu.
Huge.
And now what I'm doing is I'm taking these experiences or these classes that I've seen in different arts of the world or different jujitsus, music, whatever, and I'm applying it 100% to my training, along with the mental part, along with the physical part. And I'm making drills to put it all together. So I'm trying to make separation drills that will help you immensely and will help the guy that's not supposed to make it, or you're too small to make it, or you're not fast enough, or you're not quick enough, or you're not whatever.
Yeah,
These are drills that will help you balance the playing field.
that's huge.
And I think, I don't want to say I separate myself, but I just try to think differently on those levels as a trainer to give people uh, different pieces to help them become better players,
Yeah,
or different skills to
yeah,
help them become better players.
yeah. They,
The most conventional way,
yeah, they,
you
they.
can differ that, but it's the way that I've seen, that I've experienced, and then I test it. I'm like a scientist, or they're all my lab rats.
Yeah,
I'm testing out different things to see what works and what doesn't work. And
yeah.
whatever works and whatever's the most successful, I try to apply that to my training. So a lot of my training stuff, people will say, that's different, or that's weird. It's like, you can call it
Well,
whatever you want to call it.
well,
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I'm just trying to make things that make sense, and will give you the most success in a real game situation.
yeah. I mean, when we see the next trainer come out and they start jujitsu training, we're gonna know where it came from, man. Don't worry.
Right.
You'll get your kudos for sure. You
Football, I've
know.
gotten stuff from football. I've gotten stuff from baseball. I've gotten stuff from archery, especially from a shooting standpoint. I've gotten stuff from bowling. I've gotten stuff from. I've looked at every sport to see how I can apply to what I'm doing,
That's huge.
training wise.
Yeah,
And then from a mental, we talk about mental health and different things like that. What
yeah,
drills can you do when you're feeling like it's fight or flight is what they call it? What drills can I incorporate to make you be in the moment at that time, where you're not nervous, you're not stressed out, you're not going out of your mind because you don't know how to think the right way, or you're not trained to think the right way at that particular time.
love it.
And a lot of drills like that, and try to incorporate all these, because if we did all the drills, we'd be there for 10 hours a day.
Yeah,
But I try to make drills that incorporate all these things at the same time. So you think you're just learning basketball. We're not just learning basketball. We're learning everything. We're learning about your body. We're learning how to handle pressure. We're learning how to deal with the referees. We're learning how to deal with your parents at the game.
hmm,
We're learning how to deal with the heckler at the game. We're learning how to chess match the other team the right way, and all drills in those types of aspects to help them just be the best player, but not just the best player, the best person you can be in all situations.
that's huge. That's huge. So if I were to walk into JW Academy today, and mind you, I've been to JW Academy, and it is super impressive. The workout room is better than a lot of junior colleges.
Right.
The gym itself, the aesthetics are immaculate. So I could only imagine once kids walk in there and see the environment that they're exposed to, how serious it is. I'm sure that plays a huge role. But if a parent or someone were to walk into JW Academy today, what do you feel like they would notice? What do you feel like is a big separator?
A loving community,
Okay.
first of
Oh,
all. When they get in there, I don't just greet with a handshake. I'll give you a hug,
mm,
and I'll embrace the child, or the player, whether it's youth, high school, college, professional. And I'll let you know this is a place of safe haven, and it's a place where you can be yourself. I think that's the first thing they notice.
mm,
And you'll notice all the players in there have the same attitude I have. So it's a culture of a community that's about being able to help you, although you're a new person here. It feels like you've been here forever.
yeah.
I think that's the first thing. And
Oh,
I've really tried to install that in my academy and my training. I'm here to help you. And basketball is the last thing you have to worry about. That's going to happen. I want to help you as a person.
mm,
And I want to help you feel that you want to be here all the time, because it's a place of wonderful and positive feeling.
oh, that's dope. And you get a mixture of different range of kids. What's the main age group for your kids? And you're located in Seal Beach, correct?
We have a few locations. We have a location in Seal Beach where we do our academy. We're planning on opening up 2 or 3 other academies in different areas.
Oh,
And then we have another training facility in Huntington Beach. That's where we do a majority of our stuff, but we'll get kids that come out from all over the world. Like I've trained in 60 different countries, numerous professional teams, numerous national teams, and I've gained a repertoire or relationships with people around the world where a lot of these teams will come from different countries now. So
mm,
this summer I'll have teams coming from Russia, Italy, Australia, Canada, Spain, um, Africa,
oh wow.
a few other places, just from not just the word of mouth, but the reputation, the relationships we built, and now we're family.
Mm,
So some of the teams I'll have them stay at my house.
oh
You
wow.
don't have to stay in a hotel. Like we're that close. Like
Yeah.
just stay in my house. Here's a key.
Mm,
So I really appreciate the fact that we have these types of relationships built around the world. And I've been to these places and I'll have parents of kids that are from 5,000, 10,000 miles away that
mm.
would let their kids stay with me for a month.
Mind you, these kids are coming from 5,000 miles away. They've gotten a key. I've never gotten a key. But I mean, I mean, it's cool. You know, there must be a higher purpose to all this.
Yours
You
is
know what I
already
mean?
given.
Like,
Or pro teams. I'll have pro guys come stay with me. Like I've had numerous professional players that are friends. I might be out the country
mm,
and they'll have a key. Just come stay at my place. And when I get back, we'll just start training. So it's really great. And vice versa, wherever I go out the country, I never have to stay in a hotel. It's
mm,
always with a family or friends that I've known, or they won't let me stay in hotels,
that's amazing.
which is awesome.
Yeah,
It's like when you build those types of relationships with people, it's extended family. And
yeah,
I'm really big on extended family.
that's huge.
Any person that I try to get in contact with or I've gotten in contact with, I want to let them know like basketball is just the underlying effect. We need to be connected as true friends and true family.
Yeah,
So you know where the real intent is coming from.
for sure. For
I've
sure.
been to many, I call it cycles. So I've been doing this so long. The first cycle is the cycle of the first kid you train. The second cycle is their kid that they've had.
Mm,
Third cycle is the grandkid. So on 3 people, I'm on cycle 3.
wow,
So I train them, I train their kid, and their kid has a kid, and I'm training their kid now.
that's a testament.
So to be able to do that is I'm such I'm just amazed and I'm honored and blessed and humbled to be able to have those types of situations and also being able to be at these kids' weddings or
Yeah,
been a best man in like 4 weddings of kids that I've trained.
wow,
And I'm a godfather to like 12 kids through
wow.
kids that I've trained. So for them to trust me and to be at their weddings and be at people that have been sick, funerals,
Yeah,
everything, it's family.
yeah,
And that's what makes me excited to be able to do this every day, to really have relationships with people like that.
it's amazing.
No enemies,
Yeah,
even people that I've had negative situations with. I make it a goal to make sure, from a relationship standpoint, let's squash whatever we have negative and let's make sure we're on a positive. So I might need you one day. You might need me.
yeah,
Let's make sure our relationship is not negative or it's not tarnished. So we never have to go through that situation. I'm very big on that.
that's huge.
Very big
Huge.
on that.
Yeah,
We all need each other.
yeah.
I need people. Hopefully, people need me. So the only
Hmm.
way we can do that is we have to have the right type of relationships to do that. I think that's the other thing where I've been so successful in this space is because I make sure that I'm on the positive side with 99.9% of the people I deal with.
That's huge. That's huge. When you talk about overseas and you talk about kids coming from overseas, I know that's a huge thing now. You know, you got the
Yeah,
Lucas, you
yeah,
got all these overseas players coming over
yeah,
for this chance. And then you talk about mentality
yeah,
and we talk about misconceptions and we talk about, all of these things of these realities that these kids are aspiring towards. Do you feel like there's a lot of misconceptions with these kids? Do you feel like they're chasing stardom? Do you feel like the kids coming from overseas have a better foundational mental than kids here? Do you have any?
It depends on where you come from.
Mm,
These academies that I'm doing, I've seen that in China 25 years ago.
mm.
Australia has something similar to that.
Structured environments?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Russia has something similar to that. The training aspect is different. Mental sides are different. It just depends on where you come from.
Mm,
At the end of the day, it depends on who's putting in the most work and who's putting in the most training to become the best player. Some of these academies are structured for that, for kids early. We don't have that as much here, or we're starting to have it now. But I've seen the ones that are the most successful, not just out of the country, but here, are the ones that are doing some type of structured academy like I have,
mm.
where their kids are seeing the success that they want to see. It's just the work.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be a structured academy. It just has to be something that you're doing on a consistent basis to make sure you have a plan of action to get to where you need to get to. You
Mm,
want to be a college player. There's a certain amount of time, effort, days you have to put in to be that player. You want to be a professional player. You have to put in a certain time and effort to get to that point.
yeah.
DNA helps, athleticism, all these things, but I'm trying to make skills and drills and programs to where you don't have to be that 6'8", 40-inch guy to be able to make it. You have to put in the work though.
Mm,
You might have to put in more time than this other guy because he already has some physical abilities that you don't have. But I've seen guys, it's a true testament. I've seen guys that were supposed to make it that didn't make it. I've seen guys that make it that didn't make it. And the biggest factor of those two is how much more time did that person put in to make it.
mm.
That's the main key.
Time.
How much concentrated individual effort are you putting in to get to where you need to get to?
Huge.
Big. And it's not just, like I said, it's not just on the court. It's mentally, it's physically, it's sleep, it's eating the right way, it's manifestation, it's dreaming big. It's you have to train for all of these to get to where you need to get to. So I think that's very important.
Oh yeah.
You know, even from like you were talking about people that I've trained. You know, not to put any names out there, but I've been in sessions with Kobe Bryant. Uh, been in a couple sessions with Michael Jordan. Um, I've trained probably 70 to 80 NBA players, hundreds, thousands of college players, hundreds, thousands of high school players. Uh, I was a skill development coach for the LA Sparks for the WNBA for a certain amount of time. I've had situations where I could have been on the NBA level. You
Oh
know,
wow.
I just chose to. I like what I do.
Mm,
I like the training aspect of it more. I can coach, but I'm more of a trainer
mm.
than a coach. But I can coach because I've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
I'm a motivator, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
Do a good job of motivating and getting you ready for whatever you want to get ready for. For me, my biggest passion and what I feel the best about is training. I love the training part. I
Yeah.
love being in the gym every day and I love helping people get better.
Is that why you built JW Academy?
Yes, because I wasn't going to build the academy, but there was 4 or 5 kids who really wanted me to train them and they were homeschooled. So I said, I'll do it for you guys. And then the word of mouth got out. And once the word of mouth got out, it kind of exploded. I went from 5 or 6 kids to 40. And I started manifesting or dreaming about how an academy would be most successful the way I wanted it to be successful. So that's certain training styles. That's bringing mentors in. That's learning how to handle yourself in social situations. That's learning about pressure. We have a big part of mental health.
I know. I noticed that. I noticed you had a session on mental health. It was with a professional basketball player,
Yeah,
I believe.
professional basketball player and a teacher that teaches mental health for players at that age and high school and college.
And that's not normally heard of at that age,
Right,
at the tender age of, fourth
right.
grade,
Fifth,
actually
sixth,
fifth,
yeah.
sixth, really learning about mental health is a huge component right there.
The molding of a child at a young age, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is the most important time because that molding is a permanent molding. Whether you're There's so many different situations, negative or positive. If something negative happened to you when you were a child, or the household is a certain way, those things mold you.
Hmm.
And those problems, whether they're good or bad, will if you don't get help with them, will carry you all through your life, and they'll mold your life.
Mm,
So to be able to mold people at those ages of adolescence and what type of molding they get is the basis and foundation of what type of person you're going to be. So there's a certain type of molding that you have to have for whatever person you want your person to have that molding be strong at that age.
that's
That's
huge.
why it's hard to break habits. It's hard to, what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah,
That's why you want to do all your teaching when kids, puppies, whatever is really young. And I'm really adamant about that
that's
and
huge.
making sure you have a good foundation 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to be able to guide you through not just high school, college, professional. I'll train you a certain way and it's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say things that are stern and probably stern to the point that you're not comfortable with.
Mm.
I need you to get comfortable with that stern aggressiveness that I'm trying to show you, not to be mean to you. It's not about being mean.
That's what's gonna
I
happen.
just want you, when you get in a certain situation that you've seen sternness or aggressiveness or
You
pressure, you're
prepare.
used to it.
Yeah,
You
prepare.
don't have to crack.
Yeah.
And I'm adamant and big on that. And once you get used to that, you'll be able to handle most situations. Like one kid said, high school, college, you're tough. I'm not really tough. I'm tough for what the situation requires.
Yeah.
Outside the court, I'm humble. You won't see me. I'm in the back. I don't talk too much. I'm very mellow mannered. But if I need to be a certain way for you to get to a certain point, I'm going to be that way, just for you to be able to handle the real person that's going to be like that in real life.
Yeah. I
That's
think
the true teaching point,
yeah.
is to be able to do that to people. Give people situations that they're uncomfortable with early. So when they see those situations again, they'll be able to handle them and be okay with them accordingly. And that goes back to mental health as well.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids that have not been in environments that have not tested them early, for the most part, they have challenges, not just in life, but on the basketball court, because they haven't seen these challenges early.
Yeah.
The kids that perform the best are the kids that have been in those environments that have been tough. So when they see toughness again, they're
Yeah.
fine with it because they've
Right.
seen it so much. Is it good? Is it bad? I just know it's needed.
Yeah.
So to put them in those environments on a consistent basis to where they get used to that, I think is very important,
That's huge.
especially to play this sport or whatever environment you're going to be in, whether it's your job that gives you stress every day or a relationship that you're in. Hopefully not. That's not like that. But whatever you're going to be in, I want to provide
Well, at that
situations
at
for you.
that age, those young kids, those relationships that
Or
they don't talk to about their
their
parents.
kid teasing them at school, or they're
You
getting
know,
bullied,
yeah, it
or
happens. This is
I
all
can't
real
handle
life.
this kid on the court, or my
Hmm.
coach is yelling at me all the time
Yeah.
because you're not used to any of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to. Yeah.
You want to put them in environments. I don't want to say it has to be all the time, but you want to put them in environments where they're used to whatever's being thrown at them, they can handle it.
Yeah. I think you can see it too. I think you see certain stones, right? Call the kids stones, but you can see those kids and you see the potential. So I think a part of your passion in seeing the potential of these kids is the fact that, your pressure can really make diamonds,
Yes,
in the
I'm
end of the
hoping.
day. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
if they stick through it,
that's your goal. Yeah. So
if
you
they
can see
stick
that.
through it. I
Yeah.
think I just want them to be successful. I want to, in my academy, I want to provide them with an environment that will make you successful wherever you go.
Yeah.
And the foundation of that is good character, good discipline, good habits, and being able to handle pressure situations. I think that's very important. And that goes back to, again, bringing in mental health people, bringing in mental health situations, doing drills that provide you to deal with these mental health situations.
Yeah.
So that's another part of my training, bringing in all these things where it's like fight or flight, or there's so much pressure here. I want to put that on you as much as possible and think through that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge. If you can create mental clarity
Yeah.
through the pressure, that's a huge thing,
Yeah.
man. For
And
sure.
many practices we do with that on the court and on the court and off the court.
Mm. Yeah, and I noticed that you were telling me about the fact that you started having the kids talk about where they want to go too early. So like you had said that your fourth graders, as far as their high school goals and the position that they want to play,
Right.
I feel like that's huge as far as you already talking to them about that. If, maybe these parents would know where they're trying to aspire towards, it's easier to create that roadmap on how to
Right.
get there.
Right.
Or you can assist them get there faster if you know, like, hey, you can be a point guard at, say, whatever high school that you're
Yes.
trying to attain.
They
So
have to have a game plan.
yeah,
Have to have a game plan in my academy. You have to know not necessarily what you want, but you have to have some type of vision of what you want to do. And you have to write it down,
yep,
and you have to visualize it, and you have to look at it so it becomes part of you. And those things become habits. Your work ethic, because it all leads to a certain road. The work ethic that you do, what you want to become, how do you train, the times you're putting in, the pressure, all these things are roads that lead to the success that you want. And there's a path, there's a blueprint for this.
yeah,
I didn't have a blueprint when I was young of that. If I would have had it, I think I would have played a lot longer, although I played at a professional level. But a specific blueprint of what you want at an early age, you understanding that, the earlier you understand that, the more powerful you're going to be.
oh,
And not just in the sport. It's a learning lesson that extends through your life, basketball wise, business wise, anything you want to do. So I think that's very important.
that's huge. That's dope.
Yeah.
As far as this basketball world and everybody, do you have any shout outs or any people you want to talk about? I
Yeah.
know that there might be a couple sponsors
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
couple brands.
Shout out to Deuce Brand,
Shout out to Deuce. Shout out to Deuce.
great apparel company. The guys over there, good friends. They always take care of me apparel wise. So I appreciate them. I try to put them on the forefront of whatever I can because it's a great brand.
Yeah,
A lot of NBA guys are repping their stuff, and it's just a wonderful brand to be a part of. So appreciate them for that. The guy Gary at Deuce, love you dearly. A few guys I would like to shout out. The guy that really motivated me and mentored me to get into training was a NBA coach named Tim Gergerich.
oh wow, that's huge.
Still around. He's called me numerous times. I've talked to him. He trained me when I was in college, and just his work ethic and his desire to get people better was just truly intriguing to me. And the way that he worked with his players and the relationships he had with his players was totally awesome. And I was like, I want to be like this guy one day.
Wow,
So he really molded me into what I'm doing.
that's
I've
huge.
spent some quality time with him, so
Wow,
I appreciate him for that. Another guy that got me started was a guy named Chris Small, who played for Manual Arts, a Los Angeles legend, high school wise, and just a great big brother figure
mm,
that passed away some time ago. But think about him every day, and a lot of my training from a mental aspect comes from him. Gannon Baker,
Gannon Baker, legend.
my guy, known Gannon for about 25 years. We've done clinics together 25 years ago. So Great guy, humble guy, great person, great trainer. Learned a lot from him as well. Chris Johnson, who's
Mm.
another great trainer, big brother, uh, was blessed to be able to do training with him with a lot of his guys. So, and always willing to talk to me and give me insight and vice versa. We've done a lot of clinics together as well. Um, Drew Hanlon at the top of the game,
Mm.
great, not just basketball trainer, but business guy, business owner. He's taught me a lot about different things, not just basketball wise, but off the court as well. He was one of the first guys I talked to about this academy.
Mm.
And he told me, don't just make it about basketball, extend it to where it's different than any other academy out there. So appreciate him for that. Jay
Mm.
Hernandez, Jay, great guy, great trainer as well, NBA coach, uh, pretty similar, hard worker, always willing to lend a hand whenever I need.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know Johnny very well, but Johnny dribbled too much, handle life.
Yeah.
Love the stuff that he's doing. Commend him a lot. Appreciate him for his work in the community and just how hands on he is with a lot of the players that he trains. Uh, Brother of mine, Olin Simplis.
Mm.
Olin is in Glendale area. If any of you guys are ever in that area, Glendale, I'm sure you all know of him, but Olin's a wonderful trainer, a friend. I've known him for about 30 years as well.
Guard
Yes,
whisperer, huh?
yeah, Scarred Whisperer. Great,
Okay.
great guy. Great family man. Uh, really cares about his players. We've done a couple things in the past before. We'll probably do more in the future. We've always talked about it, but we're all so busy. So whenever that happens, it'll happen. But I'm a big supporter of his. Um, Byron Scott, that played for the LA Lakers,
Mm.
and his son Thomas Scott. So Byron was also a huge mentor of mine. I've done a few of his camps, and he's always been willing to lend a helping hand wherever I need it. Whenever I, text him or DM, he's always answers right back. And just for as much accolade as he has, just a real humble, down to earth guy. So appreciate Byron for being there for me. Thomas is his son, one of my best friends. Thomas was a coach for the Lakers and in the G League. Me and him talk every week. Great coach, great trainer as well.
No.
He's also the director of the Big Three.
Oh wow.
So he's brought me in to do training for the Big Three, and whenever they do their combines, I'm there. So appreciate him immensely for that. My guy Phil Handy,
Feel
we just did a
handy.
clinic together a couple weeks ago. Phil's always another one that's always there. Deuce Brand family,
Loose.
great guy. Just for the level that he's on, it's hard. Or I don't want to say it's hard. It's rare to find people that are so genuine and so humble,
Another authentic one, huh?
super authentic. Just a real mentor type of person, a bro, a guy I can count on. And whenever this last clinic I had, he's like, "Are you gonna be there?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you're there, I'm there." So we've done a couple of clinics together, and he's just straight up stand up guy. So appreciate him for that. My guys, Charlie Torres and Shay Frizzy. Charlie and Shay I've known for 20 years. Super amazing training minds. I'm a trainer. These guys are like basketball scientists
Mm.
on the court. So I've learned a huge amount from them and just their aspects of basketball. And me and Charlie talk all the time. The one thing I like about those two is whenever you see them, it's not like I'm like that too. Sometimes when you see people, you haven't seen them for a while, it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I see them, it's like we just saw each other yesterday.
Yeah. Right back.
Phil's
Right.
like that too. Phil Handy, just like that. Gannon's like that as well.
Yeah.
So just those types of people are the ones that I relate to the most because the authenticity is there.
Yeah.
I don't have to see you for 20 years as long as the love is there and the spirituality is there. And I'm thinking about you. We're all on the same page. So whenever we see each other, we're always on that level. So
Mm.
Paul, PJF Performance,
Mm.
great mind, great basketball trainer, great sports performance trainer. Learned a lot from him. Look at a lot of his stuff. He just does amazing things, and his mind and his work ethic is impeccable, and the things that he's done for sports performance and basketball has been great. So appreciate the things that he does as well.
So,
Cliff Baker, another trainer that we've done stuff together. Cliff's a great younger trainer. Been in the game for quite a long time. Cliff is pretty local, but trained youth through professional players. Great trainer. I've learned a lot from him as well. Just his technique and how he trains large amounts of players at one time. It's
mm,
really cool to see. And just his demeanor on the court is amazing as well. Bob and Nolan Willett, they're out of Canada. Family, Deuce family again. Bob I've known for 20, 25, probably 20 years. And I used to train his son Nolan. We worked together when they were in California, and now they're the top trainers. Well, they were always top trainers back then, but at the top of the game as well. Bob and Nolan are out of Canada, and family friends. And we've done a lot of things together, especially training wise, and the top trainers in the world. So I've learned a lot from them as well, and I'm really happy for their success. Sean Marshall and Paris Blackwell, they run a group called Stack Days out of Ithaca, which is in Lake Forest,
mm.
and good friends, great people, great trainers. We've had a chance to do some things together, and hopefully we'll do a lot more in the near future. But just good people. Uh, Always has have extended out a helping hand to me whenever I've needed it, and we've, like I said, we've done a few things together. So I'm just really happy for their success. And if you guys are in that Orange County area, South Orange County or whatever, they probably train as much as I do. I'll train like 10, 15 hours a day.
Mm.
They're on the same page. Whenever we talk, it has to be early in the morning or late at night because we're out there working,
Yeah,
grinding,
yeah,
helping 4-year-olds all the way up to professional players. So Sean Marshall, Paris Blackwell, Stack Days.
mm,
Another guy is AJ Diggs. I've known AJ for quite some time. I've watched his progression as a trainer. We used to train together when he played professional, and AJ's a personal trainer for a few NBA players. And just, I love the work that he's doing. Great guy, immense work ethic, and just happy to see his success and the things that he's doing. So there's probably a couple guys that I've forgotten. DJ Sackman is another one, phenomenal trainer. Does a wonderful job with all the professional guys that he trains. A few more. I can talk about a lot of guys that have inspired me and mentored me.
that's huge.
Uh, but there's so many great guys out there. If I forgot any names, I apologize. But
But,
yeah,
but, but that last little piece. Give me some shout outs to your supporting staff for your everyday academy. Some of your trainers
yeah.
there.
So there's Jamal Thomas, who is a great team sauce. Another great trainer out there. He's got my back. He's there when I need him. Wonderful trainer that helps me out. We do a lot of the national teams together. Nick Sicasio is another guy. So much family oriented. Nick, I trained since he was 6 years old.
Wow.
Now he's 25 and he's one of my lead trainers. So great young trainer and great young coach. Jose Maldonado, who's been with me for 15 years. Jose is probably has a bigger heart than I have.
Wow.
Just really is there for the kids, for the high school players, for we're picking kids up, we're dropping them at home, we're making sure they're fed, we're making sure they're there physically, mentally, staying there until their parents get there. I mean, we're doing the whole. He probably does that 10 times more than I do. So he's got my back 100%. And love that guy. Love all the guys, but he's been with me the longest, training wise. Who else can I say? Has been there with me. Chirag Modha, another guy, does a lot of my sports performance stuff. Mason Jones, another guy that does a lot of stuff with me, a great trainer that I have. There's been a lot of guys that's been in and out as well, but those are the main guys that are with me now that
Perfect.
really not just support me, but support the culture and support the brand and support what we're really trying to do at the end of the day, which is help people
Sure.
in our lane that we can help people.
Indeed.
All these guys do just as good of a job when I'm not there to
Mm,
make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be from a training aspect, from a caring aspect, from a helping people for the best of their ability aspect. So
sure.
appreciate those guys dearly.
And where can they find you?
Forgot to shout you out too, man.
Oh,
My
please.
guy. Hey, Mr. Young, appreciate you.
Love.
Appreciate the relationship we have and your son. And just there's so much we could talk about. There's so much that's gonna happen. So
Oh, it's love.
appreciate you for that. A
Love,
lot of
love,
love.
love.
I'm at my Instagram is JW Basketball 101. Email jwbasketball100 at gmail. Website www.jwbasketball.com. Those are the main places where you can find me. And if you text me or message me, I get back to you immediately. I
Sure.
think that's the one thing that I've been accounted for, is being able to get back to people. Or if that's what they've said, you get back to people
You're
quickly.
good. Okay.
I want to get
Oh,
to know you as quick as
uh,
possible.
you got the fast response notes on your on your on
Yes,
your on your
yeah. We
face
need,
on
we
your
need, we need, we need
Instagram
to get this relationship going quickly.
for sure.
So I'll make sure I'm very punctual on that.
For sure.
And those are the main places.
And this is a nonprofit. You have a
We have a
nonprofit
nonprofit as
foundation,
well. So anybody that wants to support our movement or what we're doing,
and you said it's jwbasketballfoundation.org,
yes,
right? Okay.
yes. And I would love for anybody that appreciates what we're doing or wants to help in any way, please feel free to, or I'll reach out to you. Again, it's not about what I'm doing, it's what we're doing for the community that we're providing for. And
Indeed.
with the right type of support, we can provide a lot more. And I just want to be able to provide for the kid that can't get there today, or
Mm,
whatever the case is. I got to pick a kid up from Los Angeles or wherever. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything is provided for you.
sure.
So to be able to give opportunity to those that don't have it, I want to be able to be the resource for that.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Well, I appreciate everything. Thank you for your time today. This has been a wealth of information. I'm
Yes.
sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to enjoy and get something out of this. And I
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you more on
I
the
hope
camera,
so. I
man.
hope so. I hope.
Don't hide. Don't
Yeah.
hide.
Yeah.
Come out.
I
Come
got to get
outside.
better at that. Everybody
Oh,
says you're always in the background. You need to
oh,
come up front more. It's not really
oh.
unless I'm on the court. If I'm on the court, it's a
Yeah.
different
Then then,
story. I'm
then you're
like,
showing
you're
up.
so
Yeah.
different on the court. It's like that energy.
That's your stage. The
Yes.
court is your stage.
But off the court, I'm
Sure.
really reserved and low key. But if it's about helping somebody, then I'll do anything.
Yeah. In order to get you here today, I told him we had a session, a little basketball training, and look,
Yeah.
we got him out.
Yeah.
We got him out. Indeed. Indeed.
So thank everybody. Thank you, everybody, for listening and taking the time to hear what I have to say. Hopefully, it's beneficial for those out there that are listening. And again, I'm not one of those that's not hard to find. If I can help you anyway, I'll be more than happy to. And I would hope you'd feel the same way about me. And I think that's what it's all about, just being there. And my biggest joy is being able to be on the court or off the court and be able to be there for people.
Sure. Love. J-Dub.
Deuce Brand.
Deuces.